Good afternoon. Welcome to Friday, November 12th, Open Gate Show for the big race meet, the biggest race meet at Caymanas Park in quite a while. Remember to keep hydrated with pure water, wear your mask, practice social distancing, and sanitizing your hands. These are all still in effect for the precautionary measures for the COVID-19 spread. The Open Gate Show regrets the passing of veteran trainer Stanley Dan Prague Finley. Finley was a man with a lot of sense of humor, always tries hard, a man who loves to be in the limelight, and he tries to dress accordingly, and his prolific character as a cricketer. One would think that he was a former West Indies player. A great man, a man who has won a classic race with Monday Morning, a man who is loved by all. And, it's a pity we all have to go. It's when and how. There's time for each of us to try. I said try and make our doings in accordance with the Almighty. He forgives, he understands, he's merciful, and he knows no human is perfect. Remember, try to be righteous in thoughts and in your doings, as well as your understanding. I was invited to a meeting yesterday, but before the meeting, I was briefed on some of the confusions out there concerning horse racing, and I can say I was judging some of Supreme Ventures Racing Entertainment Limited ways in which they seemingly are doing things. In that one-on-one briefing, I realized how much misunderstanding was out there, of which I was in that group. I'm convinced now that there are much hard work and nearby projects that will surely propel Jamaican horse racing becoming the top racetrack in the region. The huge problem I will always emphasize concerning Supreme Ventures Racing Entertainment Limited is public relations. They are failing to make all, yes all, having an understanding of what's going on. The horse racing diaspora in Jamaica, well, I shouldn't say in Jamaica, all over, doesn't really visit social media or even understands how to get on it. The outlets used by Supreme Ventures Racing Entertainment Limited to advertise what's up and what's what, for me, ain't doing like former days when Mr. Denver Miller normally gives a briefing on any changes as well as the upcoming big races. I don't care how my views are taken. Well, I should say, FVREL, they are boasting about how many views they're getting concerning their advertisement. How can a huge race meet as the one tomorrow ain't elaborated on on the media outlets for the basic man to understand? Obviously, FVREL executives, barring Denver Miller, who we should thank God has returned, understand the status quo that affects our local horse racing industry. The meeting that I attended yesterday highlighted some fabulous plans and meaningful rules to be implemented, which made me wanting to live at least another 10 years to enjoy what should be. Well, I'm a realist, or a liberal, more a realist, I would say. In these times, people like us, realists, are few and not liked, even by those who we are defending. How amazing. Anyway, those executives who are really working for the betterment of our horse racing industry in Jamaica, I'm talking SVREL executives, especially Solomon Sharp, now has my support to a higher level because things were explained to me, deleting most of my mindset on issues. I didn't go to the best school from kindergarten all the way up to high school for nothing. And I'm sure I'm better educated than most who are involved in horse racing. Well, I'm talking the basic man. So if I don't understand, I can imagine others. Well, I've got a lot of complaints on my show regarding all sort of things, including implementation by the SVREL group of late, the naming of the races for tomorrow's race card. I really think, though, that the PR by SVREL ain't happening for all to really know. Are they preferring to surprise us? Well, time is money, and dollars don't wait. Giving all of us the info instead of depending on social media is much better. Connections need to plan for the big races, especially this big race meet that will be on tomorrow, although the smaller trainers can't really compete on that card for the obvious reason. The so-called stakeholders, except for the grooms, are a useless set. Both trainers, owners, and owners association need executives who means their respective members well. The Jamaica Racing Commission, and yes, SVREL, apparently is okay with the present activities by those who claim leadership. Team SVREL can make their goals come true. Surely, Solomon Sharp, I'm now hearing, spends most of his days thinking about ways and means of improving the sport. But he needs to get the help of the Jamaica Racing Commission in bringing together the stakeholders. Yes, somebody has to take leadership to make credence to our Owners and Trainers Association value. Expecting each to deal with their issues could likely derail the progress, unlike what the COVID pandemic has caused some entities. Teamwork in horse racing is integral. Fix the personal issues among horsemen at Caymanas Park, including the Jockeys Association. And smooth sailing surely would make the SVREL ship goes faster. As I said, I'm a realist. And the real matters, regardless, are sidelined by some in the horse racing fraternity. We need to make better. We need to help SVREL with their plans. We need to come together and do our part. The Open Gate Show applauds trainer owner Patrick Smelly in being a humanitarian His luck with grey horses has been enormous. Mr. 14, OK Jude, OK Mom, OK Don, who won the 1998 Toyota Cup and the 1999 2000 Guineas, ridden by his boyhood friend Elvis Murray. He's really OK, won the 2009 Derby. Now, Buzz Assault, all grey horses. The Open Gate Show also applauds jockey Odin Edwards as he's one of the first to arrive at the exercise track in the mornings, and he works very hard. Nice how we keep up that effort when hardly getting much mount. Big race meet tomorrow, huge race meet, very interesting for all sort of reasons. Kudos to Supreme Ventures and Supreme Ventures Racing and Entertainment Limited. Well done. 10 races, 115 horses were declared. The races were named to activate Jamaica's tourist nostalgia to be part of the SVRL's near future plans in having our tourists coming to Caymanas Park. Good move, Team SVRL. The trainers' title weighs heavily on the outcome of tomorrow's 10-race card. Jason Acosta has horses in 6 races, Anthony Nunes 8, and Gary Sobrati 7. And in most of these races, they'll compete against each other. Very, very interesting race card tomorrow, and one that will be on the lips of most, not only after tomorrow, but for a long time. Tomorrow's 10-race card, be careful how you analyze, as connections will have their horses more focused than the last time they were at the races. Why? Because of the increase in purse, especially going down into the festive season. And money is very short. Lots of trainers have their entries penciled for this race meet. First race, named Spirit of the Maroons. In the earlier days, when Columbus came to Jamaica, he carried a lot of horses on his second visit to the island, and some of them were let go and they ran wild. It was the slaves as well as the Maroons who tamed most of these horses, and they had rivalry amongst each other in races. The plantation owners, in seeing this, had arranged a few times races among the slaves. And at one time, every single parish had a racetrack. And they started to compete amongst each other. And it was a great spectacle, where which overseas horses and riders from Europe and South America came over. And these Maroons, and well, they're slaves too, really showed how great they ride horses. Some even went overseas in Germany and France and elsewhere, and really came out top. As a matter of fact, the early the races in America, the Kentucky Derby and some of those classic races like the St. Leger, were dominated by former slaves who, because of their skills were treated much better than the norm. But so much for the naming of the Spirit of the Maroons, race 1. 13 entries, 7.5 furlongs or 1,500 meters for 600 to 750,000 claiming categories. The only claiming race on the 10 race card. The Number 1 Royal Vibes has a lot to overcome, especially drawn from this inside post. Number 3 Biblical Legend, beaten by number 9 Mirabilis last twice, but is seen in excellent condition in the recent days of this week. Number 4 Purple Wayne, down a bit in claim after that good effort on last over this distance of 7.5 furlongs on the 30th of October, finishing second, 3.5 lengths to out of class DJ's Boy, and Inspired Miracles behind. Inspired Miracles is in this race as well. Team Gary Shabrati still has hope of winning the 2021 Trainers title, and he has nominated quite a number of horses with very good chance, and he could really come out to be a formidable competitor for the title at the end of tomorrow's race meet. Number 5, Azario, capable of getting into the top 5. Number 6, Ricky Ricardo, looking okay of recent, but has some fitter ones to face. Number 9, Mirabilis, consistent mare who should do okay, enough for a top 5 slot. Number 10, Inspired Miracle, was exposed over this identical trip on the 30th of October in that $1 million claiming race, finishing third, 6.5 lengths at 86 to 1 behind DJ's Boy, and 2.5 lengths behind Purple Wayne after breaking slow. Now dropping to 750,000, I like number 4 Purple Wayne. Both he and Purple Wayne represent part of the top 3 exotic, the top 3 expectations. Number 11 Bruce Wayne, another Wayne, ran on the 23rd of October, ran okay, was prominent, and finished third, 3.25 lengths, going 6.5 furlongs to Mirabilis and Biblical Legend. Number 12 Storm, looking and working well, and loves it fresh, making its seasonal debut of almost 11-month sojourn. Won over this journey and last, but will still find a few tougher ones to outdo him for the win. Number 13 Let Him Fly will be on the lips of everyone, as a matter of fact. Somebody sees it as a banker. Anthony Nunes has placed this one in for a 750,000 tag after that facile win over this trip on the 30th of October in fairly good time of 1:33 and 3/5, winning by 4 lengths, beating Pharaoh. It is an helicopter. The possibility that Let Him Fly has reached its class in the mind of trainer Anthony Nunes and would love to sell this horse. Don't think he's a shoo-in, as he really has to fly to win this one. Number 10, Inspired Miracle to upset number 13, Let Him Fly. Number 4, Purple Wayne. Number 3, Biblical Legend. Number 5, Isaria. Second race, named the Blue Mountains, renowned worldwide for its coffee and berries. This race is for imported trails and up, who've never won 3 races, as well as native bred 3-year-olds and native bred 4-year-olds who has not attained winning 4 races. 11 starters, 5.5 furlongs or 1,100 meters. Number 1, Rusty. Well, I must say, quite a number of horses from M&P and Solid Gold Farms Limited who owned these horses are now at trainer Patrick Lynch stable. Number 2, Jordan Rain, highly thought of US importee, who has to improve as he's still a bit green. Gets first-time Lasix after that very good win, debut win, 3 weeks ago, going 5 furlongs straight, pulling away. Well, If he wins this, it's likely he will eventually be one of the island's best. If he wins, he'll be running up a sequence. The Open Gate Show wishes connections all the best comes tomorrow. Number 4, Regnant. Not much race. Raced only 5 times. Ran well off almost a 5-month hiatus on last. The 31st of October, when 6 furlongs, was up with the leader and ended up only 2 1/4 lengths second to Nuclear Noon. Should have benefited from that race, and I'm expecting a very good run from Regnant. Number 5, I've got Magic, US importee, who is another who should have benefited from the recent runs. Ran well when he debuted on the 23rd of October, going 5 furlongs straight behind Jordan's Rain, finishing 7 3/4 at 4th. Came back 2 weeks, November 7th, going 4.5 furlongs straight, and ran second by a length and a half. As a matter of fact, I've got Magic, meandered a bit, and could have won that race. Sure to improve, well-bred horse by Fast Anna out of Little Miss Richie by half hours, owned by Richard Lake Lakeland Farm, trained by Philip Fiani. I've got Magic, has a good chance if the antipode favorite fails. That's Jordan Reigns. Number 7, Secret Identity. Number 7, Secret Identity. Improving filly who bettered Nuclear Noon on last, that's the 27th. Sorry, that's the 19th of October, going 5 furlongs straight. In pole-to-pole fashion, disposed of Nuclear Noon. Just failed to beat the out-of-class Love Lucy on the 27th of September, going 6 furlongs, when she took up the running and fought on, but lost by a length to that one. Nuclear Noon was 3 3/4 lengths behind, and Secret Identity came back on the 19th of October and put Nuclear Noon behind again. So the improvement has been seen. She's in great shape, and here's wishing owner, breeder, Ewan Elliott, all the best with this filly. Quite a gentleman, Ewan Elliott. Number 8, King's Magician, good close for the low exotic spot. Number 10, Hoist Mass, has a lot to find based off his last 3 starts. Close race. I can't really decide between number 2, Jordan Rain, and number 7, Secret Identity. Secret Identity has more experience and is fit. I give her the edge. But either of 2 can win. It all depends on how much Jordan Rain has improved. Number 5, I've got Magic, Dangerous Horse. Number 4, Regnant. Number 8, King's Magician, for definitely a low exotic spot. Third race, name in honor of Negril 7 Miles Beach. Of course, the 7 miles. I'm told it represents the 7 furlongs. Negril, it's an area in Jamaica that attracts certain type of tourists, mostly Europeans. They will spend a month or so. It's low-key, it's quiet, and lots of beach, lots of fish. And the people there ensure that the guests are treated well. 13 inches is for native-bred 4s and up, who've never won 2 races, as well as the imported 4-year-olds and up, who remains a maiden. Number 1, Soul Treasure, should get a minor place in here at this trip. It suits her. Number 3, True Felicity, highly watched colt, who is paper light and could come through for taking pictures in the winner's enclosure if he is focused to do so. Number 4, Daytona Bell. Well, this is one of two entries here for trainer Lawrence Fremantle. He's said to have eyed this race meet to be on her best. She has speed. So too is number 3, True Felicity. Number 5, Expeditions. Lost third in a head bob to number 4, Daytona Bell 2 weeks ago when Expeditions was closing on Daytona Bell. Number 8, Queen Destiny. Ran better than expected last time, going 5 furlongs straight on the 30th of October. That was 2 weeks ago. Without our customary figure 8, which is on for tomorrow's race, should be in the top 3 or 4, surely. Number 9, Vice King Pie gets Omar Walker. I should say Omar Walker, the Open Gate Show, welcome the form that he's enjoying, and we hope that it continues. Number 10, Silent Cat, consistent, but in carrying through himself fully after reaching the half a furlong point from the winning post. Ran well over his distance though on the 19th of October. Lost by a neck to another cookie. Had Color Will behind, 5.5 lengths. Number 11, Inorada, the other Fremantle entry. Number 13, Gorgeous Gift. Ran even, coming off a 3-month break with a series of poor showings and big odds. Has a chance to upset. However, number 3, True Felicity. Number 10, Silent Cat. Number 4, Daytona Bell. Number 8, Queen Destiny. Number 13, Gorgeous Gift. That's my order of preference. Race 4, named the Port Royal Sprint. Of course, Port Royal had the reputation of being the, should I say, the wickedest or most evil place on earth at one time. Now renowned for its cuisine, fish and lobster, and chicken has been mixed now into the menu there. But Port Royal, a nice place to be at in the late afternoon, as they know how to cook the various ways that that seafood can be had. This race is for children up. It's an open allowance graded stake race, grade 1, 7 entries, and it's 6 furlongs or 1,200 meters. Number 1, Duke, 5-year-old grey horse by Casual Trick out of Lady Macbeth by Bob. Breeder Michael Bernard, the owner, the Success Farm. The groom, Dwight Lawrence, Robert Halliday rides, for title chasing trainer Gary Sabrati, will be afforded to enjoy the speed up front and his usual closing tactics will be used, surely. Had to meander for a clearance when third, 1.5 lengths behind number 5, She's a Wonder, on the 2nd of October, going the very trip of 6 furlongs. Duke will make his presence felt in the latter part of the race. Number 2, Eagle 1, for Bay Geldon by Astrology, out of Frisky Cheerleader by Roar. This U.S. importee is bred by Elizabeth Moyd and owned by Carlton Watson. Leon Walker grooms. Philip Parchment rides for the leading trainer, Jason DaCosta. Eagle 1 hasn't shown much since the back-to-back wins, both at 7 furlongs on the 25th of May and the 19th of June, respectively. Eagle 1 bettered another bullet and excessive force in that May win and came back to beat stablemate King Arthur and Father Patrick, who is in this race. Could get a placing on the board, surely. Number 3, Legality, 5-year-old that be horsed by uncaptured out of Tracy's legacy out of the street cat. The breeder, Linda Pastor, owner and trainer Anthony Lewis, Kevin Foster ride for him. Paul Walker is the groom. Looking sharper since September 24th and was tenderly handled on last over a distance he ain't suited to. That's 5 furlongs round on the 30th of October, finishing 3.5 and 4th to Duke, Laban, and Father Patrick. Number 4, Victor Turn, 5-year-old Bay Mare by Handsome Mike out of Dreaming of Lita by Rahi, breeder Joe Barrison, owner Eminence Syndicate, Oswald Hastings the groom. Juvenile passing ride for Gary Crawford will be the earliest for maybe 3 or 3.5 furlongs. Well, that's the first part of this. Number 5, She's a Wonder, one of 3 Hereford trainer, Ian Pessard. This horse is groomed by Kenneth Capel and was born the 4th of April, a Bay filly by Burn Identity out of Jamaica's Dream by Southern Halo. Richard Izan, Ian Pessard and Paradise Racing bred this filly. Karen Pessard and Henry Pratt owns her. Very small filly. Reminds me of Thornbird, but surely not in the status of that illustrious little filly. Anthony Thomas will ride this one for the first time. This horse won on last. Well, seeking a hat trick tomorrow. The 20th of October, the 2nd of October rather, won at this trip of 6 furlongs, coming off for a short respite, and took up the running, entering the stretch, and I would say won easily from stablemate Roger the pilot, and had Duke behind. Only won by a head. Duke was ahead behind in third. Well, ahead, a length and a head behind in third. Could get the hat trick of wins based off that October 31st workout. 6 furlongs in 1:11 and 3/5. Ian Passard doesn't really work his horses hard. And, you know, She's a Wonder has put on some weight and sheen since the last race. So that brilliant workout could be part of that condition. Number 6, Father Patrick, groomed by Frank Spencer, the Cardinals ride for Ian Passard, the second horse that he has here. Father Patrick, a 5-year-old Bay Gelding by Nuclear Wayne out of Late Appeal by Appealing Guy. Breeder Elisa Chai, owner P. Ellis, T. Pragnell, A. Kular Tag, and H. Pratt. Father Patrick has speed. But
check out KD's Vehicle Headlamp and Restoration. Our headlamps are fine sanded, buffed, and 9H coated with a 2-year guarantee. Price starting at $4,500. Internal restoration and modification starts at $8,000. To make an appointment today, call us at 876-824-6186.
Shane Wallace from our Walker gets the call for Ian Passard. Better number 1 Duke, the last twice they met, he has a chance to get into the top 3, surely. Good race this. Number 5, She's a Wonder. Number 7, Rush on the Pilot. Number 1, Duke. Number 3, Legality. Number 2, Eagle 1. Race 5, we are at the halfway stage. Named the Duns River Splash. Of course, Duns River in Ocho Rios. Duns River is well known, and it is known that it's in the tourist capital of the Western Hemisphere, in Ocho Rios. Very popular name, Ocho Rios, and a very popular tourist resort in Jamaica as well as worldwide. 5.5 furlongs or 1,100 meters, 14 entries for native bred 3-year-old. It's a maiden condition race. The horse does not earn $250,000 in their lifetime. Number 1, Lovecraft, ran improved on the 31st of October, going 5 furlongs round when the blinkers and tongue tie were removed. Ran evenly and I should say tenderly to, by Anthony Thomas, finishing 2 3/4 and 4th to Lady Pajari in Whispering Magic and Unwritten Law. This was on her 3rd career start, and it was the first time the removal of equipment was made. Much easier race this. Lovecraft could be loved by Team DaCosta in having a win on the card. Number 4, Traditional Boy. I mentioned this one on last, and I gave it a very good chance if you were listening to the Open Gate show for the 25th of October race meet. This horse ran second by a neck at 32-1 behind Hijo Primero after breaking slowly out the gates. Came back the 6th of November, and I don't think this horse was that focused because this huge race meet was just a week away. So I'm expecting Traditional Boy to be fully focused once again. Number 5, Conundrum, gets Shane Ellis for the defending champion trainer, Anthony Nunes. Number 6, Heart of a Lion, another Jason DaCosta entry here. Could be a different colt this time around, coming off a break. Let's see. Number 7, Lucky Plumber, yet to show anything on the curve. Number 10, that's Infinity, the likely favorite here. Showed value when Lasix was applied the last 2 times this horse ran. The 25th of August, when first time Lasix was fixed, showed speed and finished 1.5 lengths second to Right in Flight after breaking slow. That race was not really anything to go by though. But on the 9th of October in a tougher race, going 6.5 furlongs, ran okay in the early and flattened out a bit to be 5 3/4 lengths third, Diamond in the Sky and Whispering Magic. Whispering Magic came back and won after that. But Infinity Ace weakened. Either race tomorrow. So let's see how infinite Infinity Ace will be. Number 12, Prosecco, making his 4th career start, which, well, it started on the 16th of October, and this horse has been taking a lot of cash and has not run, well, has not won. Has enough schooling and could come with his best effort tomorrow in this added purse money race. Number 14, Big Man Baden, has to be respected, surely. I'm taking number 12, Prosecco. From number 10, Infinity Ace. Number 4, Traditional Boy. Number 6, Heart of a Champion. Number 14, Big Man Baden. Surely the winner will come from those, but that's my order of preference. 6.5 furlongs or 1,300 meters. That's the distance for race 6. It's named the Montego Bay Cruise. Montego Bay, busiest town in Jamaica and well-known tourist area. It's all about tourism in Montego Bay. And as I mentioned earlier, Supreme Ventures Racing Entertainment Limited decided to name the races of major tourist areas in an attempt to garner interest for visiting tourists to come to the racetrack. We need their dollars. We need a purse increase. So let's hope that this idea will bear fruit. 13 entries is for native bred 4s and up who have never won 2 races in their career, as well as imported 4s and up who have never won 2 races. Number 1, Deep Choice. Low exotic slot is possible. Number 2, Step in Faith. Facing better now, but it's a useful sort. Number 3, Shiboom. Last signifies she's fitter than the recent past. Decent chance of upsetting. Number 5, My Time Now. Well, a name is a name, but a rose by any other name would smell just as sweet. My Time Now. Let's see. Well, if he wins, it could appropriate Jason DaCosta's position in the trainer's title comes December 31st, it's next month. Number 6, Angelus, looking fit and focused in the mornings. On the 7th of November, skipped 3 furlongs in 35 and 4/5, quite easily. Number 7, Colin Blair, dangerous if he can duplicate that good run on the 2nd of October, going 7 furlongs when leading all the way, but got beat half a length into second spot by High Diplomacy. Number 9, Wifey Says So, came good on the 23rd of October at 6 furlongs and won going away in pole-to-pole fashion, 8.5 lengths, beating not much. Continues to look fluent on the Gazette tractor and is fair well bred and could show a much improvement. Number 10, K-Boy, will be in the top 5 somewhere. Number 11, Princess Kyra, speedy filly who is stretching out with her favorite blinkers returned. Number 12, Crafty and Ready, extremely well-bred US importer who is capable, has issues, and if that is curtailed tomorrow, this horse could do well. Owned by a great horse lover and a gentleman in Michael Edwards, and here's wishing him the best of luck tomorrow. Number 13, Adore Brilliance, changed stables from Alfred Brown to Jason Acosta, and as a matter of fact, this horse was owned and bred by a trainer who was graduated recently, and now having his plight in the United States. I don't remember his name. I hope you can pardon me on that. Adore Brilliance, on the 9th of October, ran second half a length to Stevie the Great, who has gone on to do well. Another 5 furlong straight. Took some time to get going then, and really been taken to task by trainer Jason Acosta, and that wasn't so before that race that he ran second with. Is he a sorted out animal now? Well, we'll see, because on the 29th of October, on the 17th of October, going the third trip of 6.5 furlongs, she ran and won easily by 4 3/4 lengths in a time of 1:19 flat. Had Colbert, who is in this race 4.5 lengths behind. On the Gazette track, the 30th of October, 5.5 furlongs, won 7 and 4/5 by 1 minute and a fifth for 5 furlongs. Came back the 6th of November, 6 furlongs, won 14 and 2/5 by 101 and 3/5. Okay. Number 13, Adore Brilliance. Number 3, Shaboom. Number 10, K-Boy. Number 7, Colbert. Number 12, Crafty and Ready. Any one of these can win. Race 7 goes 6 furlongs or 1,200 meters. It's named the Betting Gaming and Lotteries Commission, Torbert Owners and Breeders Association, Jamboree Sprint. Of course, these two entities have a lot to play in our horse racing industry. It's for babies, 2-year-old made special rate. 8 entries. Number 3, Supreme Song, a debutant, born the 18th of February at Chestnut Cold by Sensational Slam out of Red Gold by Wizard of Gold. That makes him half to Timothy Yata, Adoring Lady, and Native Gold. The far right, the groom, Shane Ellis, rides this horse for Anthony Nunes. Bred by Wilbert Bagwandine, the owner, Shafan Maharaj, who owns Supreme Soul, as well as Calculus. A very fortunate owner. He's from Trinidad, and of course we welcome the Trinidadian counterparts who have invested in our local horse racing and race horses here. We hope that by next year this time we'll have more people from the Caribbean invested in what should be a great racetrack in Jamaica with Supreme Ventures taking all the kudos for achieving that. Well, let's see what happens. Supreme Song, good size colt, who is very highly thought of at home, working well and is expected by the real birds to better these. Well, if he can toy with Santorini and hoist the mass, it should be game over. If he breaks well from the gates, we'll have Lasix and tongue tie for tomorrow's debut. Number 4, our Angel, good sort. He has improved since his debut run on the 25th of September. We'll be getting first-time tongue tie as well as Lasix on tomorrow. And I can assure you, she will run well. Number 5, Pellicular. This horse nearly won when the speed collapsed on the 25th of October. That was her debut. And she got 60-1 and ended up half a length third to Fly Messenger Fly and Baby Like. Was unfortunate not getting a clear run. Well, let's see what happens. Anthony Thomas takes over from apprentice Jawari Stedman. Number 6, Eddie 29, looking a bit better since his October 2nd, 7th place debut. Another here who will be having first-time Lasix. Number 7, Power. One of 2 here for the great Philip Michael Fiani, OD. Power wasn't fully focused, in my opinion, on debut. That's the 25th of October. When losing by a length and a half in 4th position behind Fly Messenger Fly, stablemate Baby Like, who is here again, and Political, who is here. Power broke slow then, and was out for the schooling, seemingly. Working well now, and better Baby Like in that workout on November 7th, going 5.5 furlongs, 107 and 2/5 by 1 minute and 3/5. I'm expecting a huge run from Power. Number 8, Baby Like. Not sure she liked the visor on debut. Well, it's on again. I thought she was trying to see what's behind and beside her. However, maybe the windows in the cups of the blinkers, of the visor rather, could be adjusted. Baby Like is another here who will be getting first-time Lasix after a debut run. I am selecting number 7, Power, over number 3, Supreme Song, who is expected to win though. Number 4, our Angel. Number 8, Baby Like. Number 5, Pellicula. Sorry, I got tongue twisted. Okay, we are nearing the big one. That's the final race, the Jamaica Cup. Anyway, this is race 8. 8 furlongs or 1600 meters. It's named the St. Elizabeth Distaff. St. Elizabeth boasts one of the top stud farm in Jamaica, YS 955 Limited. It also boasts a region named Peppers. Peppers at one time, I'm talking Peppers in Jamaica for all those overseas people. In the former days, Peppers bred the best horses in the world. Pepper has Epsom Derby winner, and that wasn't the only classic winner that region has produced. It produced horses that raced in Germany, in France, in Hungary, in Switzerland, in Russia, in England, of course, all over. And most of these horses were unbeaten. There's a horse by the name of King Sam, who I think won 65 races straight. Not much breeding